My name is Dr. Singh, and I am one of the co-ultrasound directors, along with my partner here. Anthony, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. Anthony Medoc here. I'm partnering up with Dr. Singh and amongst the directorship for the ultrasound thread.
Excellent. And then also helping us out is Catherine Duran, who's one of the coordinators. So if you have any questions, please reach out to her. She would be the most responsive person of all of us, I believe. And then Charlie Goldberg, who does a lot of the stuff behind the scenes that helps us kind of keep the course organized and floating through the School of Medicine. So today we really wanted to do a few things. One is introduce us to you and talk a little bit about how the course will be designed to meet with guidelines laid out to us by the School of Medicine to make it safe and COVID friendly. So this is a setup for the start of the course, and it may hopefully change to a more typical course that we've done for many years as you become MS2s. But this is the anticipation of how we'll start in the winter and spring quarter. So I think the first thing is you'll realize that your group will be your PBL groups. And those will be anywhere between, I think some of your groups are 6 sizes, some are 7, some are 8. And that will be your scanning group. And your sessions will be from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. However, your group will be divided in half in your PBL group. So some of you will be at 1 p.m., some of you will be at, around 2:30 or so. And that's what we really want to talk about today. So you'll divide into 2 groups in your PBL group, and that division is really dependent on you. Whichever half of you want to come early, you decide amongst yourselves beforehand, and whichever half you want to do the second session or the second half of the day, decide amongst yourselves as well. So you divide. The first group will go straight to the scanning room and basically get there around 1 p.m. The second group can be at home if they choose to be, or if they want to be on campus, there will be a designated waiting room for you to wait at. So at 1 p.m. For both groups, whether you're at home in your waiting room or in your scanning room, there will be a Zoom live session that starts. This session will be given by myself or Dr. Medoc, and we'll basically introduce that date for you. It's about 15 minutes or so, and it's really there to kind of emphasize the more important points for the day, and to also give you any announcements that are made. Anything you want to add to that, Anthony?
Yeah, I would just say that, as Dr. Singh said, at 1 o'clock, we'll do kind of an overview lecture of the topic that we'll be learning that particular day. But this kind of brief overview 15-minute presentation is not meant to supersede or replace the online material that you guys are supposed to watch at home beforehand. So that is going to have a much more detail and cover all of the learning objectives that we set out for you all. But the overview video at 1 o'clock is just basically to hit the highlights and allow you some time to ask us questions real time, and also go over some housekeeping issues as they arise.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then from there, obviously the half of the group that's already in the scanning room will start to scan. And we plan that this can finish around 2:15 or 2:30 or so. So we asked the second group, the group that's either at home or in the waiting room already, just to be ready by 2:15. So if you're at home, please start coming up to campus. If your scanning group is already finished, and the scanning group should be texting the second half and letting them know how they're doing. But if your scanning group is already finished, you can go to your scanning room. But if the group is still working, just go to the waiting room. But just be available, because we don't want 3 of the 4 students are already there. We're waiting on a 4th student, and they're coming from home at 2:30, because that kind of delays everybody. And so just be respectful of your instructor's time and your co-students' time, and just be ready by 2:15 to show up to campus. And if the group's not ready, just go to the waiting room. The advantages of this is, essentially, we could have done it where we do all, your entire PBL group in one session, and we go from 1 to 4 and nix the waiting room. And we had a lot of discussion about this, but we really felt that it was important for you to basically have a small enough group size that you get a lot more one-on-one time with the instructor. And it's a lot, I think, more enjoyable for the instructor and the students to get a lot more hands-on experience. Um, and the other kind of aspect of this is that you will not be changing groups at all. You will be in the same group, um, during the kind of the pandemic situation, and you'll stay in the same group essentially the whole time, and you cannot go back and forth. Now, amongst your group, sometimes you can be early or late per session. That's up to you, but you cannot jump groups. Yeah. And then the other advantage is that the first group gets to actually go home early. So, while we could have done 1 to 4 session and you would be done at 4 p.m., now you can actually be done at 2:15, 2:30. And, the second group can, next time be the first group if they want to and get home early as well. Um, Anything else you want to add to this, Anthony? Or
No, I think you pretty much nailed the majority of it. We do appreciate your guys' flexibility and patience as we are kind of learning and growing and trying to deliver this material in a COVID-friendly format. And as Dr. Singh said, there's obviously going to be some give and take on this new format that we're rolling out with you all, as well as with the class ahead of you. They've had several sessions with this new format, and we found actually the students are very receptive to it. So we hope that you'll have the same experience. But again, the biggest thing to keep in mind is going to be that during these COVID, the time when these COVID restrictions are in place, we unfortunately can't have any trades outside of your PBL groups. Whereas previously, as long as you had a student on a different day or et cetera, that you could just do a reciprocal trade would be perfectly fine. Right now, we unfortunately can't accommodate that. So this is the biggest compromise that we've had to make, is that lack of flexibility. But moving forward, we're happy to kind of go back to the way things were as the COVID restrictions hopefully start to abate.
right, excellent. So thanks for watching, and we will be seeing you shortly. And very excited to teach future doctors some bedside ultrasound skills.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. We think you're really going to embrace this material. If you have any questions in terms of the content, you can always contact myself or Dr. Singh. If you have questions about logistics or administrative type stuff, scheduling issues, etc., the best person to reach out to will be the course coordinator, and that's Catherine Doran. So please reach out to any of the members of the team. Depending on the question you have, you can kind of direct that towards the respective members that have that expertise. So look forward to working with you all soon. Take care.
Okay, I think I'm still
Oh, dear.
recording. Well done.